Oh my goodness, did you guys hear that? My 3, 2, 1 when you start your video and it's screaming at me. I almost want to go back and check now, but I will try this. Okay, so our favorite luggage consultant, Sarah Boone, has now had her 7th attorney ask to leave. Okay, to be fair, 2 of the 7 attorneys had conflict of interest, which means they had represented either Sarah or George in any of their previous arrests. Her very first attorney, Brian, her ex-husband, paid $2,500 retainer. What, Brian? Why are you helping her even a little? I mean, for real. She's not a nice person. She's nasty. She's rude. Arrogant, narcissist. I go on all day long, just pull up my little adjective list. I mean, my goodness. We'll tell you that we had a friend whose son had been a prosecuting attorney for 8 years and had just moved into the defense world. We offered her his assistance pro bono. And what did she do? Return to sender. Big cap letters all colored in. It looked fantastic. Okay. Hobson. Remember her last attorney was Bankowitz. This man is Hobson. Winston Hobson. Maybe his family owned the cigarette company. Okay. Comes now Winston E. Hobson. I think the Hobson. The E probably stands for excellent. The undersigned court-appointed attorney and files this motion for withdrawal and reassignment and states. Excuse me one moment. I apologize. Counsel was duly appointed and filed his notion of appearance and demand for discovery. The accused is charged in the above style case with second-degree murder, and then it gives the Florida statutes. It also should say, and the accused was stupid enough to take a phone and record herself murdering him and mocking the victim as he's begging for his life. It should say that, but it does not. Number 3, irreconcilable differences, including, but not limited to, ethical considerations, have arisen in this case between the defendant and counsel, and it is in the best interest of the defendant that counsel be allowed to withdraw and the case reassigned to other counsel. Okay, so if you'd like me to dumb that down, it means he doesn't like her. This Mr. Hobson can't even deal with her. Here's something interesting. The day prior to this motion being filed by Attorney Hobson, Sarah had written a letter, and if you want to see what that letter contained, go through my videos, you'll find it. But she made a comment that she had only spoken to him one time, a 3-hour, and I believe it was video conference. Okay, well, right here he denies that. We've met multiple times. Number 2, counsel has met with the accused at the jail and in video visits. So, Sarah, you accused Bankowitz of never answering his phone. You also accused Hobson of never answering his phone. Well, Hobson's giving multiple times he met you, maybe only in person or only, on the video link or something, but he met you, and yet you're telling your new judge that he's not meeting you. You are lying. You are ruining your credibility. You're ruining your credibility so much, it's almost like you would murder a man and videotape it. I mean, my goodness, this chick doesn't get it. Okay. And the end is just he wants to leave. Okay. Here's her issue. The JAC, that's the group who permits money to be spent. So if you have to use a court-appointed attorney, the JAC has to approve how much for that, how much for your experts, your private investigators, your blood testing, all of that. The JAC is only going to allot her a certain amount of money. Well, they've already allotted her well over $15,000. Tell me below, what do you think? She has private investigators being hired or have been hired. What is this private investigator looking for? Is he trying to find that the suitcase was broken and she was not able to open it? She says at least 3 different times, I opened it with one finger. You cannot open any zipper with one finger. I play a lot of golf. Most of my golf skirts have zippers. I tried. When this thing came out 4 years ago, I tried to open my golf skirt with one finger. Couldn't do it. Tried to open my jacket recently, with my thumb. And I mean, I genuinely tried. It's impossible. To open a zipper, you have to take 2 fingers and pull. She didn't want to do that. She didn't care enough about George. Uh, this Hobson guy talks about, ethical issues. My only thing, does she want him to lie? I've already said it 5 times. She videotaped the stinking crime. Oh my goodness. Okay, her trial's starting in May, and her last judge, Wooten, and the newest judge, I do not remember his name. She wrote him the letter yesterday. Have already told her, May, that's it. May, it's done. She loses this guy. She have 12 weeks to prepare for trial. I mean, granted, yes, she's had 4 years to prepare for trial. This girl doesn't get it. She is possibly a worse narcissist than Prince Harry's wife, who has destroyed everything around them, and she still doesn't see it. I'm going to shut this down in a moment. I happen to be rewatching, the day she found George's dead body, and then the next day. And Sarah talks about how George's family wants to kill her. They hate her. I believe she actually used the word murder. Okay, I've seen an interview some local little Florida channel did with his parents. They didn't have a negative word to say about her, and obviously they're hurt. But they didn't say anything, well, she was nuts. We knew it right away. Well, they did know it. But these two people, they didn't badmouth her even a little. This is an angry woman who has finally been held out to she's finally learning the definition of consequences. She was nasty to Brian. Remember, she and Brian had just had Lucas with a K, and she started going out to the little pool hall across the street and banging other men. And then Lucas was 2.5 years old when Brian finally said, okay, this has to stop. So this is a woman who doesn't have respect for anyone. She didn't respect her husband. She definitely didn't respect her son or her family. And, oh my goodness. I would love to know what you think. What will happen? I'm not sure about the constitutional, what am I trying to say? Constitutional. I'm not sure what will happen if this Hobson attorney is allowed to be released, because you do have a right to an attorney. I'm not sure how the court will happen. I'd love to know. What do you think they're going to do? I mean, at some point, you have to tell the woman, I'm sorry, but your little game isn't winning. Okay. You're still watching right now. I'm completely humbled. I'm shocked. Oh my goodness. God bless you. And oh my goodness, please, God bless us, America. Make sure you comment below. Bye bye.